it strong.
Hello and welcome, everybody. Thanks for stopping by and spending a little bit of time with us again. Welcome to the Davis's journey to financial freedom. This video is going to be about how to increase your chances of getting hired with the federal government. And also, I'm going to show you guys the new remote work feature on the USA Job site. Well, it's not brand new. They implemented it, I would say, about 5-6 months ago. So it's still fairly new. And a lot of people don't know that you can get a job with the federal government, whether it be as a career employee or as a contractor, that is 100% remote. Okay, so, and then they also have jobs where they're remote. However, they may be state specific that you have to reside in. So I'm going to go over that and show you guys some of those features. Just a little bit about me. I am a federal service employee, career employee, and I've been with the government for a little over 3 years. Well, it's actually coming up on 4 years in May of next year of 2023. So I wanted to show you guys some of the things I learned when I did a 1-year detail assignment in human resources with information systems. So I got some little bit of behind the scenes look at what kind of goes on behind the scenes with the systems that government employees utilize in the agency that I am currently with. So let's go to the Federal Service website, which is USA Jobs, and I have it up. Now, if you don't have a profile already created within the USA Jobs system, then that will be the first thing you will need to do. Obviously, because I am an employee, I already have a profile created. So I wouldn't be able to show you guys that step. But anytime you're going to apply for a job with the federal government or a license, some sort of license with the federal government, like DOT, Department of Transportation. Let's say you're going to, you got your CDL, your commercial driver's license, and now you're going to be a truck driver or owner operator, then you will have to go through the same system. It's called login.gov in order to get your in order to be able to utilize your CDL, for instance. And it's the same thing if you want to get a job with the government, or if you want to apply for a grant or a government direct loan or a government guaranteed loan, whether it's for a commercial project or to purchase a home as a home buyer. You have to get what they call e-authenticated. And that's a little bit of a process. There's 2 steps to that, where you've got to provide your social security number. You got to provide your government issued ID in order to be able to even be a authorized signer for grants in low interest rate loans and even business loans and things like that. So it's kind of the same process basically. But anyways, this is the site. This is the USA Job site. So once you create your profile, then what you want to do is, and I have the actual site on a different screen, bigger screen. So I'm going to go over to that. So you want to create your, block that out. But anyways, you want to input your information. It's going to ask you about citizenship and all of that, ethnicity, your hiring path, which if you're not currently an employee, then your hiring path is just going to be U.S. Citizens. But because I am an employee now, my hiring path is U.S. citizens and federal employees. So I can apply for any open job that's open to the public. And I can also apply for federal employee jobs that are designated for people that are already federal employees. I do need to update my email here. That's something I need to do. And then you want to input all of your previous employment, your education. If you speak other languages or whatnot, you want to put in, go here, and you want to make your, once you input your resume, you want to make it searchable. They only allow you to have one resume that is searchable. So I do resumes actually. So if you need your resume done, hit me up. My website for that is west-coast-media-solutions-.com, and submit an inquiry there for me to do your resume for you. I will require a resume from you to give me a framework to start with, and then I'll take it from there. And you also want to do a build a resume on the site, because some jobs on here won't accept your uploaded resume. Some only will accept the build a resume that you create on USA Jobs. Okay. And then the next thing you want to do is, once you have those all your resumes up, and you want to have like different versions of your resume that is geared towards different positions. If you're going to be applying for, if you have a background in several different areas that are not completely related to another. So like, let's say in my case, I have experience, most of my experiences in the financial services, but I also have experience in human resources information systems now. So you might want to have, two different resumes uploaded that highlight a different skill set or whatever. The other thing about the resume is that, unlike in the private sector, where you only, they tell you to only list maybe 10 years back. You don't want your resume to be more than 2 pages, assuming you've been in the workforce for some time. If you're new to the workforce, then your resume wouldn't be more than a page. But if you've been in the workforce for, let's say 10 years or more, then you're probably going to have a 2-page resume. With the federal government, they don't care how long your resume is. They want you to list every single job practically that you've ever had. Spell out all of the knowledge, skills, and abilities that you did at that job. They also require that you list the address, the dates of employment, your salary, who your supervisor was, a phone number to contact them. It doesn't matter if that supervisor is no longer there, or even if the company is even in existence anymore. Just list the last known phone number that you knew of, and the address that you knew of when you worked there. Okay, so my actual resume, government resume is like 5 pages long, I think, or something like that, because it requires all that information. And if you do not put all of that information on your resume, you're automatically going to be kicked out. So, I mean, I shouldn't say kicked. I shouldn't word it that way, but you're automatically going to be excluded from that particular job announcement that you applied for. They're not even going to look at, the system won't even look at your qualifications or any of that. So it's very, very important that when you're applying, that you really read through the job announcement. And I'm going to show you some job announcements here in just a minute. But I can't stress that enough. It's extremely important that you read through the job announcement and you make sure that you have attached or and inputted everything that they are requiring. Okay. Then the other thing you want to do is you want to attach if you went to college, you want to attach your college transcripts. If you are a male, then you'll need to attach your DD 214. If you are a current employee, then you already know that you got to attach your SF-15, your SF-50, those types of things. You also want to attach your college transcripts. I think I said that already, but at any rate, so you want to have those things attached. You want to fill out your preferences, if you're willing to travel or relocate, how much you're willing to travel, what region you're willing to work in. And then you also want to put in, check off what types of positions you are interested in, whether it's permanent, temporary, term, a detail, seasonal, summer, et cetera, et cetera. And if you're, what type of schedule you're willing to accept as well. And then you're going to hit save. And then we're going to go to job searches. So let's see here. Oh, you also want to, once we do this, so let's say you want to just search for anything remote. Now they are posting more and more remote positions. When I do that, you see nothing comes up. So we've got to widen our search. We don't want to say only remote. Because if you say only remote, then you're not going to get anything. Okay. And then you also want to, you see how many possible job openings it gave you? That's way too many to try to go through. So you want to start to narrow this down. Okay. So like it already has my 2 options there. If you're a recent college graduate, then you would want to, potentially check that. If you special needs or disability, veteran, all that type of stuff, then you'd want to check that. You can also narrow the search down by, bringing this down. Because the likelihood, unless you already making this type of money, you would probably not stand a chance to qualify for a position at that level. So you can narrow that all the way down as well to get it, and that's going to, if you notice, that cut down a lot, but that's still way too many to even be trying to focus on. And then if you have particular agencies that you are only interested in applying at, then you could also narrow down that way. I wouldn't probably narrow down that way. I would try to keep, especially if you're in a small state, I would probably keep that open to any agency to increase your chances, or increase your options, I should say. But you can go here under series, and if you can narrow this down to only areas that you have experience in, so that it can cut down on the amount of jobs that are showing up there for you. to try to go through. And so I'm just gonna pick these for right now. Okay, so that cut it down to a lot more reasonable for me to look through, 244. Now, let's say I wanted to, I only was interested in remote. So I'm going to look for positions that say remote. Okay. All right, let's go up here and close that up. And let's see, where is the remote option here? See more filters. So see, I had to hit see more filters. Okay, so with under the HR series, they don't have anything to say only remote, but I know because I'm already in federal service, a lot of the HR jobs are remote. And so we might have to click into something to actually see that. So let's see here with this one, for instance. And then we're going to go over here. Okay, so with the Department of Transportation, their HR is not remote. But with USDA, a lot of their stuff in HR in particular is remote. So let's go down here and see if we, yeah, yeah. Okay, well, right now, they don't have anything posted for USDA. So let's change the series. Let's see. All right, let's go back up here to the series and take off the HR one. Let's go to departments and agencies and see what we see what comes up. Okay. So these are telling you multiple locations for state and city specific. Of course, when I want to show that they've got remote stuff on here, nothing is coming up under remote. Ain't that something? Let's see. And this, could take a little bit of time, but it's not too bad. I cannot believe they have nothing on here right now showing remote. Wow. And for a while, I was seeing all kinds of stuff pop up on here for remote. Let's see. Huh. Let's see what this says. Let's say remote. No, it's just giving several different locations. Well, I guess they have uh, filled a lot of their remote stuff because now I'm not really seeing anything with remote. Um, well, so much for that. Um, I don't know what's going on with that. I hadn't heard anything that they were totally doing away with. Okay, and this one says only show remote. All right. Okay. Now here we go. Okay, so here's one, for instance. This is what, excuse me, the Department of Health and Human Services contract specialist anywhere in the U.S. remote job. Here's another one, civil engineer anywhere remote job. Um, so you can see that they do have remote positions. It just sometimes you got to kind of play away with the way you're searching in order to be able to get those positions to pull up for you. And this tells you that this is open to everybody basically to apply. So you can look here and take your mouse over the each little icon and it'll tell you what they mean. Okay. So, and then here it tells you the pay grade. Um, Everybody starts out at step one, but how much where you fall at is going to depend on where you are actually located at. And so, and I'll show you guys the pay scale for the general service, GS. That's what the GS is for. But if you scroll down here and then you see like how the verbiage, this is very important to go through this of how they're wording the duties. And you want to make sure that in your job descriptions for the jobs that you have had, that you use some of the same verbiage. You don't want to necessarily copy and paste word for word, but you do want to have some of this same verbiage or similar verbiage in your resume. And like I said, I do resumes. So if you don't want to bother with, trying to adjust your resume to every single job that you want to apply for, you can send me over your resume of what you have and then the jobs, a link to the different positions that you want to apply for, and I can tailor your resumes to fit those jobs. Um, And then this just, requirements. You want to read through this, make sure that you are okay with the requirements. Here, qualifications. It breaks down whether or not the position requires a degree or if it'll accept a combination of education and experience. In order to apply for a GS-11, you need to have done the work equivalent to a GS-9. And they explain here what that means, and so on and so forth for each pay grade. So you need to be able to have the experience of the next lower pay grade. And let's see, and then if you need more information on the qualification standards, you can go here to the OPM site and look up qualifications. Okay. Down here, it tells you basically you're limited to only 4 geographic locations of where you would be willing to, or where you currently are situated in, or where you'd be willing to relocate to. It is a 1-year probationary period for this particular position, and a lot of them are at least a 1 year. If they're longer than that, probationary period is longer than that, it's going to tell you in the job description if it's longer than that. And let's see, this tells you how you will be evaluated for the position, what characteristics or competencies you need to have. This is the knowledge, skills, and abilities. You need to, for this particular position, administrative management, economics, planning and evaluating, and project management. Okay. This has a assessment questionnaire. You can click here to preview what the questions are, so you can decide if you even want to bother applying. I say apply for everything that you see that you're interested in, that you have some experience in, and let the chips fall where they may. Once you have your profile created and you have your resumes uploaded and you have the resume builder one that's on the site filled out and stuff, and you have your transcripts uploaded and things like that, then applying can be pretty quick. The assessment questions are usually not that tedious. There are some agencies that, in addition to those assessment questions, they may send you a link in your email saying, requiring you to do additional tests. Those tests are most of the time are kind of like psychological type of tests. In a lot of the questions are redundant, but just worded slightly differently. And it's testing to try to kind of peg your personality and your personality traits and things like that. Those can be cumbersome. I don't like them personally, me myself, but some jobs require those additional psychological personality type of tests. Okay. This tells you what the requirements are in terms of what you need to have attached. Like I had said earlier, your transcript, obviously your resume. A cover letter is optional. I don't have a cover letter on mine, and when I got my job, I didn't submit a cover letter, so it's not really that big of a deal to upload a cover letter or not. And then if you have additional questions, usually with a lot of postings, they'll actually have the HR specialist phone number and name. But in this case, with this agency, they just have it going to a general email box. But as long as you include the announcement number for the job, if you do have additional questions, you can email to this email here for this particular job, and the person will get back to you. How quickly, that's going to depend on that HR department with that particular agency. So But I've found that when I've emailed about a job that I submitted for, applied for, and I have a question or whatever, the specialist that is responsible for that announcement, they've gotten back to me in a fairly timely manner. So now, as far as, oh, let me show you guys that preview to the assessment questions. Let's just look at that real quick. Where was that? Right here. Okay. So, so these are the questions here. First question is, do you claim veterans preference? Veterans, they get additional points and they get moved up to the certified list. So they're going to look at veterans first, which can be kind of frustrating if you're not a veteran, as I am not one. And I've literally didn't even get considered, even though I had tons of experience. I have an advanced degree and all of that. But the veterans, because they get those extra points, they get bumped ahead of everybody else who's not a veteran. So, anyways, so you're just going through answering these questions, yes or no type of thing. And then here it is where, you would select the lowest grade you're willing to accept. And you just answer these questions. These are pretty easy questions to answer, I think. They don't take a whole lot of time to answer. And yeah, and then, you go through, you answer those, and then the next button would pop up and you hit next. But it's not doing that because we didn't answer any other questions. And then the next screen would show you where you need to attach your information, your like resume, your transcripts or whatever type of thing. And then you would hit apply. It would give you the option to hit apply. And until the job closes, you can go back in and make changes. But once it closes, you won't be able to go back in and make any changes. And you will get an email telling you that the job is getting ready to close in 3 days or whatever. And you will also get an email letting you know if you're tentatively eligible or if you were not eligible at all. And then you'll also get an email letting you know if you were referred to the hiring manager for that particular job. But even though you may get the email saying you were referred, you still may not ever get a call for an interview. I've had that happen multiple times where I got the email saying that I was referred, and then I never got a call for an interview. So they don't have to call you for an interview, even if you get referred. But at least if you get to that point where you get a referral, then that you're one step closer. The time frame is going to be different for every person, and depending on the agency. Some people get hired and onboarded within a couple of months. Some it may take 6 months or longer. It just depends. With me, I applied the end of December of 2018, and then the Congress didn't approve the budget, so they went on furlough. And when they came back, that February of 2019, I was instructed by a family member that they had reposted the position to reapply. So I did. It was real quick and easy, and pretty much within a week or so, I know it was less than 2 weeks. I got a call and an email for an interview, and I pretty much felt pretty good after the interview. Pretty much felt like I had the job, which I did, obviously, because I'm it's 3 years later, almost 4 years, and I'm with the government. So, um, but I didn't start until May of 2019. So it took them a few months to do my background and all that. Well, I don't think it really took them that long, but they were doing a lot of transitioning and reorganizing, and so I think that's what the delay was. Plus, you have to get fingerprinted, and they lost my fingerprints, so I had to have my fingerprints redone. Um, but they had given me a tentative offer letter, and I actually relocated to a whole nother state for the position. Um, so, if you really want to come on board with the federal government, you may have to relocate somewhere else, especially if it's not a remote position that you get hired for. I say, you know, take that leap of faith and make that move, and get past your 1 year probation, and then once you're past that 1 year probation, then you can start looking at other opportunities in back in your previous state, if that's what you want to do, or if you want to look at and in a whole nother state, or even go for something remote, 100% remote or whatever. But the time will go by really fast. So and I've had some people say to me, well, what about, that's easy for you to do because you don't have children. Well, I do have children, but they're grown, and on their own. They're in their 20s. So that wasn't an issue for me, but I have relocated out of state, um, even when my children were small. With a little bit of planning, it's not difficult. It may be a little scary or intimidating, if especially if you don't have any family to where you're relocating to. And I didn't when I did relocate, when my kids were small. But you can do it, and you can make it work. I decided where I wanted to go. I and I didn't change jobs. I just requested a transfer. It was approved. I went down. I found house searching. I found the house. I put in the offer. It came through. My offer was accepted. I bought the house. I had actually bought several houses in that particular state that I moved to at the time. I got my kids enrolled in school, which was right around the corner from my house, and everything went pretty smoothly. I used movers and relocated. And I did all of that, planned out all of that out, and pulled the trigger within a matter of a few months, like 2, 3 months. So if you really want to um, make a change, which includes relocating, picking up and relocating and moving to a whole nother state, even if you have small children. My kids at the time, they were both in elementary school. So you can do it. It can be done. Um, just like I said, it doesn't take months and months and months or years and years and years to make that happen. If you want it bad enough, then you can make that happen. So don't let that stop you from, changing directions or changing course. Okay. Uh, okay. So I did want to show you guys the website to see the pay scale. And let me and it is, I mean, of course, you can go to the federal government OPM site, but that's a little cumbersome with trying to maneuver around there to find the pay scale that you need, because there's several different types of pay scales. The military, they have a pay scale. Um, the executive branch has their own pay scale, as you can see here. The general schedule pay scale, that's the one we're going to be looking at. Law enforcement has a pay scale. Military pay scales, like I said. Um, Federal wage system pay scale. These are other types of federal positions. But the one that we want is this one right here. We don't want that. Close that. And then you can look here. This is for 2023. So we're going to be getting raises, which will COLA increases, which is 2.6, and this will kick in, and this is unofficial, so they haven't even told us about this yet. But these will more than likely kick in January. So for now, you're going to want to look at 2022 pay scale, and like that one position we were looking at was a GS 11. And also, you're going to want to look at whatever state you're wanting to look at. So, like, let's say you're looking at something in Texas, or you live in Texas, I should say, because that position we were looking at was remote, but you live in Texas, so they're going to go off of where you live. So if you're in the Houston's Woodlands, Texas area, then this is the pay scale you're going to be looking at. If you're in the Dallas Fort Worth, then it's going to be this one. Laredo, this one. Austin, Round Rock, that one, and so on and so forth. So let's say you lived in Houston, and you're looking at that job that started out as a GS11, and you're going to go to step one right here. Everybody starts at step one, okay? And so that's what your starting salary would be right there, $76,334. Okay. All right. So that's that. All right. Well, like I said, if I can help you out at all in any way, or if you need your resume done, then you can go here. This is my site, and you can pick out a service that you want, and resumes right there. Okay, $125. My book is already out, actually, and it's available on Amazon. All right. So that's that, folks. So I hope that you guys found this helpful. And as you can see, the federal government does have remote only positions, and they also have telework. Now, telework is where you actually are either working a couple of days from a satellite office, or it could be from your home office, your house. And then you're working so many days at the office for your job. Okay, so that's the difference between telework and remote. Remote is actual virtual, where you're working from home, and telework is where you are working part-time home and part-time in the office at the in a building somewhere. All right, so that's the difference. Okay. So that is all. Until next time, I hope you guys found this helpful. If you did, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. That will help me out tremendously. And again, if I can help you out in any way, feel free to reach out. Put a comment in the comment section with your email or whatever, or you can go on my website and email me, and I will be sure to respond back to whatever questions you might have. All right. Thank you so much. Until next time.